I need to get back to the elevator. Okay. Power core receiver. Plugging a core in should get the lights on.
Threshold Linking Experiment Progress Report by Dr. Jules. The work to create a stable link between our reality and that of the Redacted continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that a successful connection will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the Threshold's energies, and thus its reality-altering effect, are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant levels of emotion. This is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. If we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. Work has already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. Oh no! They've invented AI art. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P. While no pieces of his have yielded successful results outside of their assistance in discovering the redacted pages, his proven status as a peri-utilitarian makes his work the most suitable research material. Refer to file F2153821 for full report. Research order. As the Lake House continues to make progress toward its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes, directed by Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell, as an art form, has shown viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will now be carried forward by the co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the Lake House, effective immediately. Research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of the nursery rhymes into their own work. Note, Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the Lake House. Any exposure risk related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by the co-heads of research, signed Dr. Diana Marmont and Dr. Jules Marmont. Okay. What is this? Shelter. Quick save. So the coffee thermos is a safe spot. That looked like an ammo box. What's that? Exercise ball.
Dr. Darling.
Okay. Alright. Is this a scary game? It's a game with some dark aspects to it, but it's not meant to be like a jump scare game, you know? That doesn't mean it can't scare you, but it's not its goal. I see another green light door over there.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon.
There's like a gun in there. Some kind of blaster. BFG 9000, perhaps?
Okay. Priority one, get the lights on. Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake, you're not smart?
Can I put this thing down?
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down.
I can't sprint.
Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
It won't let me sprint or put this thing down.
Turn the receiver on.
Freaking epic achievement.
At least the elevator's back.
I wasn't done over here.
Can't open it from the side.
What is this? Turn the epic overlay down in Windows Volume Mixer. Hang on. EOS overlay, is that it? I'll turn that down to 0. Let's see if that's it. Alright.
Bingo. That keycard's gonna get me to sub-level 5.
Progress update number 6. Unfortunately, Jules' keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance card in my office, plus a lot of black rock. Been grinding the black rock down to a powder and stashing around in case any gets confiscated. Next steps. Weapons test using black rock powder. If successful, maybe send schematics to offsite teams. Could lead to a transfer out of this hole. Need to think up more applications for black rock now that I have some. There was a researcher at the OH who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember their name. Okay.
Can't open it
What was
from the side.
How do I make the goals pop up again? I have no idea.
Need a higher clearance keycard.
Goals are on the map tab. Oh, I have to hit control. Find a way to get the key card and gun by exploring the facility. Got it. Is that flares and ammo, maybe? Oh. So she said the elevator's back, but it's clearly not where it was. So the elevator is somewhere else now. See a green light there. Maybe it's just opposite this one. Behind this. If that's the case, how do I move this? Don't want to waste another shot. I don't know if I'm supposed to shoot it. Is there a switch or something that moves these around? Since there's like handles here, I kind of expected that we could like grab onto it and move it, but that appears to not be the case. Chad, is he scared yet? It's not really meant to be a scary game. It's a continuation of the Alan Wake franchise, which has some scary moments, but it's not really like the main thing. I don't think I've been back in here since the power came on. Let's see if anything changed. Save again.
Well, lock and load, baby. Let's go.
Waiting. thought Alan Wake was scary. Is it just weird? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So now we can get to the elevator. That was what we needed. Like, we could totally get jump scared in a second, but that's just not the main point of this. Security reminder. Hello, please remember to lock your computer before leaving your station for any amount of time. Yep, saw that. Pie Day. Hello, to celebrate the arrival of fall, I brought a variety of seasonal pies from that local diner you all seem to love so much. The members of Project Ramnus can come enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmont office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite the ridiculous dramatics of the last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Happy fall. Sensitivity reminder. A gentle reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue and making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for any of our seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Thank you, Harry Kingston. Oh my gosh. Paige's request. Perry, do not release any of those pages. Tell Diana and those fools on Project Arbutus that we've misplaced them in an unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 to 3 weeks, but we are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure you say that we are making progress just as I wrote it above. Regards, Dr. Jules Marmont. Attention, missing black rock. There's a significant amount of black rock missing from sublevel 5. I expect there's a misunderstanding and someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message and we will fix the problem. Black rock is a precious material. We only have so much of it now that the oldest house is being closed. Oldest house. Wasn't that where Control took place? Lots of paintings moved. The floor plans.
If you can understand me, I am an agent of the... What the fuck were those things?
Okay. We got some paint monsters now.
Okay, deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is Jesse gonna show up?
You
I don't
never
know.
really get used to the shit you see in this job, but you can learn techniques to adjust, to function. Take 6 deep breaths, then get to work. Find the source, collapse the threshold.
Sir, please hold. Please hold.
Now where am I?
Hold.
What is that?
We're gonna go into the painting.
If you can understand me, I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand? Well, I'll be damned. So what kind of entity are you? You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that. I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation?
1,000 paintings fuse corrode.
What does that mean?
Paint no brush, a self-portrait.
Okay, hey, calm down.
Fire in his eyes and hands and bones.
You need to cease all hostility right now. Now.
Okay.
Bad news. That thing is really pissed off.
That made me jump a little bit.
It didn't try to kill me. Okay, baby steps. Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake
So that
bingo
was
card.
right here.
But something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry on its already shitty sundae.
Sublevel
Phrasing.
3.
Alright. What is in this floor normally? ATD output evaluation and grading, ATD chief technician office, and automated typing device chamber. Automated typing device chamber? It's like a typewriter that just types on its own. Organizational update. Moving forward, research at the Lake House will be divided into 2 distinct projects. Project X 10032 AW, codenamed Arbitus, will focus on studying the writing of Redacted, with Dr. Diana Marmont serving as project director. Project C43210RL, codenamed Ramnus, will focus on studying Redacted and his work, with Dr. Jules Marmont serving as project director. Staff will soon be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. This is a confidential facility matter and is not to be discussed with external agents or teams. If you have any questions, please contact me directly. Signed, Harry Kingston, Facility Administrator. What are those? Batteries or something?
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect.
FBI, open up!
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the Lake House were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the Lake House. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
Words per sentence, max 15, minimum 1, average 6.41. Style, character-centric, lane, past tense, clipped phrasing, higher adjective usage, focused timeline. Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team, rising stars in the Bureau. Oh, so this was like I guess a page that Alan wrote. Story concepts, Rudolph Lane, paint odor, Marmont's hate conflict.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food.
Uh-oh.
A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed, but the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmonts. For himself.
Words per sentence. Is coheads 1 word or 2? Style, contains dialogue, clipped phrasing, third person, omniscient, broad timeline. Concepts, Marmonts, FBC, Lake House conflict, water dark. So it seems like they're studying the pages that Alan types up. This is emergency, seek shelter. Let's see. Refinement process, ATD output and calibration. The automated typing device will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake, known para-utilitarian, with the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATDs must be evaluated and graded based on its similarity to Wake's original style. The pages will be graded using the following criteria. 1. Comprehensibility. This is the most basic of criteria. The page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. 2. Style. The page must accurately mimic the typical style of Wake's writings, using pages in the lake house's possession as reference. 3. Tone. The page must accurately mimic the typical tone of Wake's writing, using pages in the lake house's possession as reference. 4. Content. The page must accurately mimic the typical content of Wake's writing, using pages in the lake house's possession as reference. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining the writing process by the ATDs until they can produce near-identical stories to Alan Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power. Did Wake consent to all of his work being used by AI? That's what I want to know.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in. But the
Initial
water could
findings
not
report,
flow.
Edward Franklin
It
Booker,
became
born in New
trapped,
York, currently
stagnant,
resides, married to
went
Tamitha
bad.
Booker, no known children or
The truth
dependents,
was
no
controlled
paracriminal
here.
affiliations
The art was
found.
not art,
Confirmed
just
artist,
content
designation
for the
author, playwright,
experiment.
disclaimer, background investigation performed in a very short amount of time per instruction. As a result, the information contained in this report is not comprehensive and possibly erroneous. Hold on, is she about to start
There was a
talking again?
crack in the lake house.
Alright, can we turn
The
this thing off in
Marmonts
any
had
way?
let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad.
Found
The
something.
truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
Let's see. Tamitha Booker, born in Atlanta, Georgia, married to Franklin Booker, no paranormal. Author 3 commercially successful true crime books. First publication was a poetry collection, unsuccessful. Confirmed
There was a
artist,
crack
designation
in the
author,
lake
poet.
house. The Marmonts
Designation,
had let the lake
background
in,
investigation
but the
performed
water
in a very
could
short
not
amount of
flow.
time per instruction. As a
It
result, the
became
information
trapped,
contained in this report not
stagnant,
comprehensive, possible
went
erroneous.
bad. The truth was controlled.
Okay, so we quick saved. How does one crack a lake? We'll set a crack in the lake house. The idea is like a crack in the reality type of thing. Or it could also be symbolic, like a crack in the trust because the two
Please
heads
don't
were
let this be
fighting.
what I think it is. As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away. 100% bad news.
Like an AI sweatshop in here. Okay, so yeah, there's a machine that's like punching the buttons on the typewriter. Let's see. Progress report, typewriter brand investigation. Investigation into the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for Redacted and the ATDs continues to be unsuccessful. Sources contacted with discretion. Wake's publishing house, result, no useful information. Wake's agent, refused to discuss client matters. Wake's spouse, refused to discuss. Redacted, result, no useful information. I'm guessing Redacted was his best friend, the fat guy from the first game. Checked all available online interviews, publications, elements pertaining to Alan Wake, no useful information. The relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. The project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in Wade's typewriter. Wade's typewriter. Barry. Yeah, Barry. I couldn't remember his name.
Let's rock.
Let's not. Let's not. That was a nope door, not a let's rock door.
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman, founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the Shadow. I've gone through his notes, which were confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. But
Good evening, Michael Chad. Hi,
he
Jinxie.
was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the lake house for analysis.
Let's see. Project Arbitus Research notes content of Wake manuscript. We've begun to find pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, para-utilitarian and suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head of research at the Lake House facility. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for a story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outside recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflict this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing from, get his information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC, and if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. She's like, I didn't suddenly start hating my husband, it's been growing for a long time. I firmly believe that though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions and their mind and their love or animosity are theirs to control? Alright, so she's gonna have like a psychotic breakdown over that last page. She finds one page from Alan and it basically just like summarizes her whole life. She's like, oh great. I think this will not work.
My keycard isn't high enough clearance.
Okay. The question is, are all these tables the same, or do I need to find an object on one of them? Huh. Alright, I guess we go down the Shugo hallway. Are those actual people? We've seen no people so far.
Shit. I can never say no to extra firepower.
hold on. How do I... Oh, here we go. I figured it out.